take questions from the floor for the next 12 minutes or so. First question will be here from the room.
Dan Tortora, Broadcast Media. Rick, what does it mean to you to be a part of this conference? I talked to you a couple of years back with the Big East and what it was back then with Syracuse. Now that you're here, what can you say about this chapter for Louisville?
You know, everybody knows that I grew up in the Big East and was close to Dave Gavitt at Providence College and then entered Louisville. You know, it's almost like when you change jobs, there's a certain curiosity, there's a certain intrigue that goes into it, and an excitement level, and that's what happens when you change conferences to this type of conference. Because for me personally, there are about 7, 8 places, Virginia Tech, Duke, Florida State, and Clemson, North Carolina State, that I've never coached at these places. So that's very exciting, stimulating, and I'm very enthusiastic about it.
Coach on the floor with the camera.
Coach, talk a little bit about your style of basketball and all, and how it's going to be playing in the ACC with the way you play.
Well, I think you've seen this style of play with other teams. Maybe not as much full court pressure, but you've seen it. We're an up-tempo team, very similar to North Carolina. We pressure a great deal full court. And I think it's exciting for the players, it's exciting for the fans, because there's a lot of scoring involved, there's a lot of pressure involved, and beat the full court press, and it adds to it when you do beat it, it adds to a lot of dunks and a lot of exciting plays. So I think it's a new dimension for the conference that's going to bring a level of excitement.
Camera right next to Winston.
Certainly a lot of excitement building up to today, but did it get maybe even extra exciting? You walk into the room and there's Coach K, there's Coach Williams, and did it become even more real that Louisville is a part of the ACC today for you?
You know, the ACC is not necessarily great for men's basketball in Louisville because we had great competition in the Big East with outstanding coaches. But it's so awesome for the university to be recognized with those great academic universities. It's great for football. I mean, for us in football, tomorrow we're going to play Florida State, the #1 ranked team in the nation. And our whole town is excited. It's great for all our other sports that have not been at the level of men's basketball with the Big East. So it's been a godsend for the University of Louisville. We're very excited about it academically, athletically, to be with the North Carolinas and Dukes, the Virginias of the world, and Wake Forest, and just have achieved so much academically as well as athletically. So there's no better than Mike and Roy and Jim Boeheim. And for some of you who don't know Buzz, I've coached against him at Marquette. He's one hell of a young basketball coach. He's terrific. I'm looking forward to coaching against Tony Bennett. Watching on television is as good as it gets.
Coach, back here.
Rick, when you look at the fact that Montrezl decided to come back, instead of going to the NBA and being a Cardinal again, what has it meant to you and what has it meant to this team as you see them move forward together?
You know, we're playing 3 Big Ten schools. We open with Minnesota. We play Indiana in the Indy Classic, Ohio State. We play Kentucky, plus Carolina, Virginia twice, Pittsburgh twice. Our schedule is incredible. And I was thinking the other day after watching practice, without Montrezl Harrell, we may not win 5 games with this type of schedule. So, looking back on it, I didn't realize it was as significant as it really is. As you look at our schedule, and you look at how good he is a first-team consensus All-American preseason, it's really, really important that we have him in our program. So I can't tell you, it's euphoric that suiting up again this year.
Left side, second row.
Coach, if you had to use one word to describe this team, what would it be? And how would you define a successful season?
You know, we're not as good as we've been the last 3 years. The last 3 years we've won a conference tournament. We've gone to the Final Four, a national championship, the Sweet 16. We don't have that type of team. And what I say is, going into the last 3 years, I knew what type of team I had. Now, we may be as good as those past 3 years, but I just don't know. I know our starting five is very good. but then we have 6 freshmen. And I just don't know what to expect from them. We've built a reputation of playing great defense, have a high-octane offense, and I don't see with this basketball team in terms of, I'm not sure, I'm just really unsure what they bring to the table. And we won't know until we play Minnesota, a team that's won 25 games in an 19 championship, with every player back but one, and how good we really are.
Coach, the international flavor on the roster, Norway, Australia, Egypt, both on and off the court, what type of presence do those young men bring to your program?
We don't have any more of those players, I sent them back.
I apologize.
No, I said to a young Egyptian basketball player who was studying engineering, I said, "You're a great student." And I said, "What would it be like for you to go back to Egypt and not play in defense? How would that be public?" And he said, "I don't think it'd be pretty good." I said, "It's going to happen. It really is going to happen." And he didn't see me laugh, so he didn't know whether I was serious or not. But the thing about foreign players that I found out, they're a joy to coach because they're very humble, very hardworking. At least the Africans were that way. Now, to have a Norwegian is a lot different than the Africans because basketball is not prominent. It's more ice hockey. So it's different having a Norwegian seeing him interact with basketball because there are no Kobe Bryants in Norway or there's nobody you can really look at. He's an unusual event coming out of that country. And he's a work in progress as well as an Egyptian basketball player, honest. And but they're refreshing. They're sponges. They want to learn. They want to work. They're highly intelligent. But they're going to need a lot of time. So Mango is there now. He's had 2 years. He's ready to go.
Camera position in the very back.
Hi, Coach. Bob from Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. If you could just speak a little bit about Syracuse, familiar foe for you. Talk about that battle for you.
You know, I really don't know their team this year as well as past years. They've lost a lot. They're different. They're like us a little bit. You know, we have Russ Smith gone, Luke Hancock gone, Borky Zhang and Peyton Siegel from the year before. So we have new players. And, I really don't know a whole. I know about, of course, the coaching staff and what they're going to do, but I don't know their parts really well.
Back to our left, second row.
I pose this question to the commissioner and also to the coaches. The college athletes in a state of flux right now. What do you feel about, how do you feel about pay for play? Do you think that there should be a cost of attendance stipend for student athletes?
Well, I definitely think there should be changes. How it's regulated, I'm not sure. I think players should be allowed to, you know, at the end of our year when our players move on, they have autograph sessions and they get paid for it. Can that be done and regulated during the regular season? I'm not sure. Because then probably somebody would have to make their schedule in terms of being agents and you'd have to pay them. So I don't know how it's all regulated. I do feel we're behind the times in certain areas. One in particular is if we're making all this money in the NCAA tournament and you are not allowed to fly there, families in and pay for the hotel, and give the stipend per diem, food, it's just to be really behind the times. I cannot fathom how we haven't done that yet. With the NCAA making so much money, how we can't fly our athletes' families in, put them on hotels. It's just mind-boggling to me. That's one area that I definitely think we're behind the times.
Coach, your last question will come from this camera view.
Coach, you mentioned Tony Bennett before coaching against him. What is it about his style of coaching that got your attention when you're looking forward to fixing?
Well, it's very similar to Jamie Dixon, Pittsburgh. They guard every possession with their life on the line. They play excellent help defense, and they don't give you good shots. So sometimes the way to beat those teams, if you're not as good defensively as they are, you're not going to win that game because they're not going to turn the ball over much. They're going to play excellent defense. They're going to be fundamentally sound in most areas. And if you're not as fundamentally sound, if you're not as good defensively, you're not going to win the game. And so that's what you have to strive for when you're a basketball team. and then you go and play somebody polar opposite, North Carolina. You know, in the way you have to play transition defense to stop them. I think that's the great thing about a mega conference like this, that every night, you know, you may lump together Pittsburgh, Florida State, and Virginia, and then you'll have North Carolina, Duke, and Syracuse. And it's so exciting because you're going to be up to the wee hours in the morning trying to figure out your game plan to stop these great basketball teams. And, so I'm really fired up about that.
Coach, that